In three, two, one. We are the podcast mamas with a jet flying overhead. So, welcome to the show, everyone. We don't have Ryan's beautiful intro this morning because I have lost it on my hard drive somewhere, and hopefully I will have it. And last week we had to miss our show because I was
And
in
why is that?
Vegas, baby, with Ella, the one and only Ella Takes Vegas.
How did that go?
Well, as I've said on the show before, and as Miss Laura knows, when you are with a child or an adult who has any kind of a disability, the highs are higher and the lows are lower. So every part of the trip was that could be enjoyable and fun was 10 times more fun than it would have been with anybody else. 10 times more fun. I mean, way more laughs, great energy, lots of dancing with strangers, especially women in costumes and feathers and their booties hanging out. Um, but then imagine this, and I feel like I need to do like a debriefing post interview with Ella on the Vegas trip for her Instagram because Instagram shows a lot of the stuff that you don't see behind the scenes. And I don't always share that. And it's not because I want to paint a picture of like my life is so fun, but I don't want to also embarrass Ella either, right? Like there's some
Right,
personal things there that if she could tell me, she wouldn't want me to share it, right?
right.
So, for example, we're at the Sphere. Okay, this is the new awesome venue in Vegas. Giant Sphere. You see it from miles. It's exciting. And she was full of energy all day. She was well behaved. She was fun. She had one little accident right as we were getting onto the gondola ride in the Venetian, but my sniffer caught it. We ran to the bathroom, got back on. Beautiful, so fun. Then we get to the Sphere. And she's done with her shoes, so we had to take those off. Then the bag check cops try to stop me and tell me I can't bring my Ella's backpack in full of all her supplies. Fortunately, they allowed me. Then we get through and you get in your seats. And in the Sphere, you have to imagine the incline of where you have to sit and climb to get to your seats isn't easy. And we had a pretty reasonable seat in the 200 section, fortunately. But even that, it's not easy to get to. We're in the middle, so you got people on your right, people on your left. And 20 minutes into this 50-minute show, she poops. And you can smell it. And I can't
Oh
get her out of
God.
there. And on top of the poop, she peed. So I have her in a cute little Lululemon skirt, and she was cold, so I had a sweatshirt dress in her backpack that I had thrown on her. She leaked through both. That's how much
Oh
poop
no.
and pee were in this pull up. And in order to conceal it and make this experience enjoyable for everyone around us, I have my supply kit. Two things. Friends and fans, listen in. Your supply kit for incontinence should contain nicely but not offensive smelling hand sanitizer and a
Oh,
very fresh body spray from Bath and Body Works so that you can very discreetly put some hand sanitizer on your hands, rub it on your legs because you're getting near the area where the smell's coming from, and then a light little spray of the body spray, maybe on the clothing, maybe just a little bit there and there. So now you've got a nice fresh scent masking what's happening underneath. Yeah. And
mm-hmm.
then knowing Ella, right? She doesn't want me to know that this is going on as if I don't, right? She thinks that she's gotten one past me. So when we are about to leave, I want her in front of me because I know she's leaked through and I want her standing in front of me to keep it concealed.
Right.
Ella is like, no, mommy, you go in front of me because she doesn't want me to know. She doesn't want me to
Right.
know what I already know. So now we're arguing
No, poor
on the
honey.
inclined stairs in the Sphere, and we're with Chad's boss's wife, and she's like, no, go. And I have to like whisper to Margie, hey, Margie, just so you know, Ella's had an accident. and she doesn't want me to think that want me to know, even though I know. So if you could maybe stand behind her and we can sandwich her and I can get her to the bathroom. She's like, okay, okay. She was like an angel. This woman was an angel the whole time.
Is this the one I saw in the lives carrying Rainbow Bunny the
Yes,
entire time?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So then we get Ella to the bathroom. And we thought, you'd think, okay, you're in the bathroom, you're in the safe zone, now you can manage all the things. Ella's mad as hell at me. Mad as hell. Boom, boom, boom on the inside of the bathroom stall.
Oh my
Wah,
gosh.
wah, pounding. And Margie's hearing this outside and she sees people looking and she's trying to say, don't worry about it. Just walk away, people. Like, so that's the dark side of Vegas. Um, so I gotta say, it was so much fun, but the lows, they're definitely challenging for sure.
I feel like you were there a long time. No?
Well, we were. I mean, we drove in on Monday, got there late Monday afternoon, early evening, and then we drove back Sunday. So it was a week. I mean, I don't
Wow.
Oh,
I don't do
wow.
a week in Vegas. I was glad we were off the strip. So it was like, oh, you go there during the day, but then you go back to a non-smoking, semi-normal environment at night, which was good. So it was nice that we did it that way. But
And so do the kids miss school all week?
mm, Carter and Chase for the first time were on their own. So they were
Wow.
here. Ella, we pulled out because they weren't studying rocket science this last week in her class. So we're like, hey, she'll be fine. She'd get more education on the strip in Vegas.
Very true.
I
So
thought Chase was with you.
so he came up Friday with another family from the basketball team. So he was here. He stayed with Carter. And my dad was in and out, and my mom and my stepdad were in and out checking on them. But they were responsible for getting to bed, making their lunches, taking care of the
Right.
dog, taking care of the dragon, and getting out the
Yeah.
door. And we would be watching on the cameras, and I would
Right.
see things that I wanted to call and correct or hover and mother about, because want to help, want to help. And Chad would be watching on the cameras on his phone and he'd scream at me across the room, don't you dare call them.
Can you remind me why you went early? Just to
Mm.
travel, or was this for Chad's work?
Yeah, Chad had a board meeting there Tuesday through Thursday.
Okay, now I
So,
understand.
yeah,
Got it.
so he had told me about this trip in like October and said, I got board
Hmm.
meetings. Maybe you can come. My parents are in town. They could stay with Ella because his parents are really great with staying with Ella. And so if it's only a couple nights, not such a big deal. But then when we discovered Chase had a basketball tournament at the end of the week, it was like, well, how are we going to work that? Should we one stay, one go? Should we both?
Got it.
We're like, let's just make it a week of education for Ella in Vegas because if she's with us, then we don't have to worry about who's
Right.
watching her.
Hmm.
Um, so, there was lots of hand sanitizer used. There are lots of things I will not be able to unsee. Um, but she loved Blue Man Group too. She got a little scared in both Blue Man Group and the Sphere. But she loved it. She had a blast. I mean, Miss Laura, have you ever experienced Vegas in the neurodivergent world?
I have not. I haven't been to Vegas myself since I was like 16 years old.
Okay.
So,
I mean, once you hit 21, it does become a little bit like the Disneyland for adults in a sense.
well, exactly. And I just always go to the actual Disneyland
Right.
because I prefer that. But riding a gondola on the Venetian has been on my bucket list for a long
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah. And now the
I'm
Sphere,
glad
that
for
was
it.
I would really
That
recommend
looks
that. I
cool.
mean, I know
So
the parents. Go ahead.
I have to tell you, my client last night, his parents were there this
Mm.
weekend too. They saw you too
Oh,
there.
they did.
And
Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw that thing live on Instagram this weekend as
Yeah.
well. Like,
Yeah.
so apparently that was the place to be this weekend.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I can only imagine what the U2 concert would be like there with
Right.
And we saw a postcard from Earth. And
Okay.
the premise of that was, it opens with this rocket ship landing on a planet that's not Earth. And, there's two astronauts, I guess, in their suits, one woman, one man. And they take this deep breath of air and they're connected to all these tubes. And then it goes from that scene to how Earth started. And
Hmm.
so, and all of the stages and generations that have, gone on. Um, and so there's some things that are very loud, and then the wind blows and the chair shakes. So some of
Wow.
that really, stressed Ella out. But then she started to enjoy it. Like the elephant comes walking towards you, and it's like it's gonna walk on top of you. Um,
Right.
but no, it was
That's what I was just going to ask. Did she enjoy it?
She did. She definitely enjoyed it, but like I said, not without its issues. And I do think, I mean, Miss Laura, there has got to be some kind of documented research that states in these very crazy situations, new experiences, um,
Mhm.
somebody like Ella might have an incontinence situation to deal with because of the overwhelmingness
Yeah.
of the moment, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like growing up, my nerves always went there and still do sometimes. I'm just more capable of getting myself to the bathroom when needed.
Right.
Trying to prepare ahead of time, knowing I might be nervous about something.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I wish so badly I could even, because here's the problem, folks. I could have taken her to the bathroom before we even went to our seats because there was plenty of time to
right.
do that. But
But
she
there's no
wouldn't.
guarantee anything will happen there.
Right.
Yeah. You can't force her to,
No.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, you manage, you get through, and it was
Right.
definitely entertaining. And gosh, God bless Margie, who was our sidekick for the 3 days that we were with her. She was just, I mean, she was wonderful. She was so wonderful and patient. So I'm giving a shout out to Margie Quinn today, folks. Big shout out to Margie Quinn.
And had Margie spent time with Ella previous to this?
Just a small stint,
Okay.
maybe like
Because
a half an hour.
I really saw that and felt that in the videos you shared on Instagram. I thought she was
Yeah,
just one of your gal pals that went along to help while
I know.
Chad was, I didn't even know Chad was there the first few days because I only saw you three women in the videos.
I know.
And then
I
Chad,
know.
and I was like, is this Chase's basketball thing that they go to? And then Chad pops up, but Chase isn't there. So I was like trying to connect all the dots.
I know. I know. It really was a crazy week, but also kind of like a test run in a sense, because going
Yeah.
forward in our life, Ella will be a part of any kind of business travel that Chad goes on and I get invited to join him with.
Right.
We'll just bring her along, and maybe some situations will allow for a caregiver to come, maybe not.
Right.
Um, hey, we got her into a bar in the casino, folks. So,
I saw that.
I saw that.
I mean, if I could just get her a ginger ale and an iPad, and we'll be
Right.
good. So,
Yep.
the way it goes, rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, and I loved, seeing the thing I love about Ella is the joy she brings everywhere. And it's so tangible, like watching some of those lives of you girls just like walking down the street or walking through that mall and her, like, yeah, going up to the dancers and the dancers not being on edge about it at all, and like obviously, like if they're dressed like that, they're probably expecting people to come up to them. But I think it's such a relief when they turn around to see Ella and not like a creepy man or something.
Well, and here's what's interesting about that moment. Now, and I learned this 2 years ago at a basketball tournament in Vegas, because those little
Okay.
feathered ladies were standing outside one of those casinos. And I was
Right.
like, Chase, get a picture. And she's like, that'll be $20.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
So they
whoa.
stand there with the intention to charge you if you want a photo with them.
Wow.
So that's why I was like, come here, Ella. come here, I ain't paying for you to be on my Instagram live. And I warned
Right.
them,
Yeah.
you're all America's watching you, ladies. And they were just
Right.
dancing with her, and they were
Yeah.
they were fine with it. So
That's good.
I know it was cute. It was cute. And then she was dancing with the gondola singers in the Venetian. I don't know if you guys caught that one. They're like walking through the hotel, and Ella's like with her arms rolling in the air and her hands in the air.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, seeing
I
the
love
world
it.
through her eyes is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to her. That's pretty neat. So we're back to reality this week, and today I posted on her Instagram. It was this face.
Oh, I didn't see that. I haven't been on
Eyes
today.
closed, lips puckered, not letting me brush her teeth again.
Yeah.
So,
Hard transition back to reality.
yeah, fun
Yeah,
times.
I was gonna say she must have come back exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, we put in about 20,000 steps each day, and she started complaining probably by Thursday or Friday that her legs were hurting,
Aww.
and she'd be
Oh,
rubbing her calves. But she's never
oh.
slept better. I'll say that, which was
I'll
nice.
Did she
bet.
sleep good there, or
She
you mean
did.
now that she's back?
No, she slept good there. Really good there. It
Awesome.
was,
Wow.
she slept so good. And I think she really loved the idea of having her own big fluffy bed near mom and dad. And Chad, the one night, just kind of jumped on her and laid across her bed and acted like he was sleeping. And she was, she had her bubbles and her phone, and she's just sitting there like a princess. And she's like, Daddy-o, out! Go by mommy! Daddy-o, go by mommy! And I said to Chad, I think we hit a milestone here, because when has she ever kicked you out? Ever.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
Oh,
kind of cool that she wanted nothing to do with him. She wanted her own happy space. That
Right.
was really cool to see.
That's very cool.
I know.
so
So,
what's on the Park Hill docket then coming up? Any more adventures for Ella?
um, she's going to participate in Scottsdale has this really great Parks and Rec program called their Adaptive Recreation Program. And
Oh,
they have tons of events that go on weekly and on the weekends. So she's going to the Valentine's dance this weekend.
She is gonna love that.
wow.
I was gonna bring that up. I was at the New Year's one with a client
You
a few weekends
were.
ago, and I was like, Ellen needs to come to one of these. She is
Oh,
gonna
good.
freak her freak. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
She's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
love
so
it.
happy. Yeah, we put her on the wait list, and they called and said she made it off the wait list.
Awesome.
I know.
Oh, that's fun.
No,
Good.
I'm really excited for her.
Yeah.
Um, what else? What other programs have you done through Adaptive Rec, Miss Laura, with clients? Anything?
I've been to the bingo
Ooh,
night, which I think Ella did,
she
right?
loves bingo.
We're signed up for karaoke, but I haven't experienced it yet.
Ooh.
I think that's coming up next month at some point.
Um,
And then we're not doing the Valentine dance. I think there's one maybe later in the spring we're doing, but he's doing
the Lucky Charm dance or something. Yeah.
okay. Because next Friday, I think is a Tim Tebow prom that we're going to.
Ooh, what is that?
It's something Tim Tebow started, I don't know, several years ago, where it's like he throws a huge prom and
Where is it at?
it might be at it might be at the Highlands Church up
Oh,
north that you
nice.
guys are familiar with, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They have like buddies, like they have like dates for the kids and everything, and they roll out a full-on red carpet, like you get your name announced, like it is a big to do.
You're gonna
Uh,
have to let me know how to get in on that.
yeah, I will let you know. I know he went last year for his first time. I don't go to this event. I don't think I'm going this year. I think the
Oh, okay.
parents went. I'm not sure. I'll have to touch base today. But
Yeah, let me
But
know.
yeah, because I have another client that I worked with in the past that I think has gone many years.
Okay.
So it's been going on for a while.
Wow. Yeah, I not know about it. I mean, yeah, let me get me whatever information you can. That would be really great
Yeah,
to hear for next year.
absolutely.
Never know. Yeah.
Carly, do you take her to this dance or does
No, Hannah's
someone
gonna take her.
else?
Yeah.
Hannah's,
Okay.
yeah, Chase is celebrating his 14th birthday in our backyard with 25 14-year-olds on
Oh
Saturday.
my goodness. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yep, say a prayer.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be cold here, which is a massive bummer because we usually like heat the pool and use swimming as a part of the recreation during the party. So
Uh-huh.
we'll see how this is going to go. But yeah, so I'll be here dealing with the party. Hannah's going to take her to the dance. Um,
Awesome. They'll have a great time.
yeah. Oh, and Hannah's amazing taking her to all this stuff. I mean, there really
Yeah.
is no better human on the planet. They went to the Taylor Swift girl party, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, where they made
Okay.
bracelets and then they exchanged bracelets at the party.
Aw.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's cute.
Oh, I know. And it was one of those things. It was on a Tuesday, and Hannah doesn't work on Tuesday. And I told her about it, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna take her because Ella can't miss it. But if there's any way that you can take her, I know you will have way more fun doing
Right.
this." And she got out of, I think she had just started the new semester, so she
Right.
was able to forego the class and go with Ella. So
Aw.
they really enjoyed themselves. So, yeah, parents, if you're listening, look at your community, your local city, community, suburb, parks and recreation for
Yeah.
any kind of programs in adaptive rec because I mean, your kiddo really could be having the time of their lives at some of these events. And I mean, I'm not sure if it's like this across the states, but Scottsdale provides aides.
Yes.
They will give you someone to help your son or daughter at these events. Now, I know they wouldn't deal with Ella's bathroom stuff, but
Right.
they definitely help facilitate them engaging in the activities and keep them
Mhm.
safe and
Yeah.
happy. So, even if you don't have a caregiver per se, they do have help, which is wonderful. So,
Yeah. I mean, at the last dance that I was at, I mean, it's mostly, adults. I think it's like 17 and up or something.
okay.
And so most of them did not have someone accompanying them,
Yeah, they
they
just run
get dropped
amok.
off. And so I got to witness, the staff going around and making sure they were checking in on everybody and dancing with them and it looked like a regular like high school dance
Ah,
with, there's some kids on the couches that just aren't interested and are on their phones and whatever. And then no, there was one gentleman and woman that just slow danced to every song. Didn't matter if it was Grease Lightning, didn't matter the beat or tempo. They just slow danced to every single one.
oh
They
my
had lots of
God.
yummy, snacks and cake, and I mean, it was a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
It
It,
really, really was. I
oh,
was just like, I really felt like I was in a high school dance again, and
that
it
is
was fun.
That's incredible. I hope Hannah gets me some good footage this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. I love hearing that. Oh, Miss Laura, what do you have on your docket with your client? Anything fun that you can share that's coming up or that you guys are working on?
Um, I'm throwing a Valentine's party next week
Ooh,
for one of my clients. Well, technically two of them because Miss Amber and I get them together, and
okay.
it actually falls on Miss Amber's birthday, and then my birthday is the week after that. So it's sort of a Valentine's slash birthday party for us.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, we're gonna do Valentine's bingo and maybe play another game. And Amber has a craft planned, and we'll do a little snack and keep it pretty chill. But it's always fun. We always plan it. We try and plan it on the Scottsdale School half days
Okay.
so that one of my clients' siblings can attend as like a peer model. And then Amber usually tries to bring one of her boys, and she always brings her two girls that are also really good peer models and are super familiar with both of these clients.
Okay.
And so they help them out a lot too. So it's great. We usually have, four to six kids
Yeah.
total. And it's just really fun and chill. And it's a nice safe space to learn those social skills and cues and all that.
That's really great. Do you open it up outside of those two clients, or is it just always those two
I
clients?
haven't yet. I would love to at some point. I keep dreaming of owning a space somewhere. In fact, I was going to ask you if Tatum's made any progress on Rainbow Bunny's place because I feel like I just need a space. I have so many ideas.
Yeah, you two really need to collaborate.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to her?
I will admit I have not. I've
Okay.
been very, very busy.
Yeah.
So,
No, I feel like that's just been the theme of this since we got back in August. Like, go, 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 go. Oh, it's Christmas. Go, 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 go. Here we are.
yeah, I thought things were going to come down, and January's packed a very curveball punch for me this year. So,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep my head above water right now.
When the time is right, you'll have that impetus to reach out.
Yes, I've manifested so much with my women's group. So I just keep putting these things out there. And I feel like the more I physically talk about them, then the universe hears me and balls start rolling and things
Yeah.
happen the way they should. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to? Okay, so we got to put a pin in the space and reaching out to Tatum right now.
hmm
But do you want to share it all? What's going on with your sit and self-care?
Yeah, I had my first private event this weekend.
Saw that. I caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. So it's Miss Laura's Life Skills and Sit and Self-Care combined because I have a good friend that I worked with in the district years ago. She's a PT. She's since retired. But she came to me before the holidays asking for help for her grandson. So I actually signed a new client on this month, which is her grandson who just turned 4 and just got accepted into Panda. So the circle starts all over again for
Yes, it
me.
does.
I'm like, I don't even want to think about how old I'm going to be when this kid turns 18 and 19, but
Right?
here we are again. And then on the side, I guess she'd been seeing some of my posts online and she's like, I have a bunch of girlfriends coming in this weekend. Could we do a tea and tarot? And I said, absolutely. And she already had 7 or 8 women that were going to come. So I just, didn't advertise it at all because I've always capped it at 8 people because yeah.
Tea and tear like tea leaves or
Just sipping tea for the coziness
oh,
vibe.
oh, oh. Okay. And then tarot
Yeah.
card
Yeah.
reading? Tarot.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So Miss Amber comes and I set up a whole tarot tent in my closet. I like hang sheets and I put pillows on the floor so you feel kind of like you're at the Renaissance fair, when you go in
Yeah.
those little like psychic tents or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I just hold conversation here in the main room. I have a whole stack of women-led conversation prompts that I found randomly at Barnes and Noble. And so we take turns, pulling a card and everyone in the group shares. And I mean, I had like women like crying that like I don't even know. Like, so the fact that they feel safe in this space and feel like they can be vulnerable and share these things. And again, it was mostly women in their 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here together in communion. We did have a couple in their 30s. And so it's so cool to just across the generations see how we're all experiencing and working through such similar themes in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's always just the magic is just potent. Like you can just feel it. Everyone walks away feeling just beautiful and loved. And, they always walk away going, I didn't know what to expect, but this was amazing. And I want to come to the next one,
So,
So,
Miss Laura, for people who are listening, how do they reach you? How do they become a part of this?
you can find me on my regular Instagram, which I think is Lala Laura Ann 14, I
Okay.
believe. I'll send you details if you want to put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Carly, but yeah, I mostly advertise on Instagram, and it kicks over to Facebook too. You can find me on Facebook at just my regular name, Laura Harrington. But I have a text message thread now, and two more women from this weekend wanted to be added to that. So we have 13 women on this thread, our youngest being Hannah, who's 20, and our oldest at 67, and everyone in between.
That's great.
And it's just so fun. We do Moody Mondays and we share how we're feeling, getting back into the week. I do Tarot Tuesdays. So I see some things coming in. They send me a number, I pull a card and take a picture and send it to them. We do No Fuck Fridays, where we talk about what we're going to let go of that we don't want to carry into the weekend. Because, work can be hard and stressful, especially because I still have a lot of teachers in the district on this thread. And even if you're retired, you've got stuff going on in your family or your life or what have you that, I feel like as women, we're so apt to take these emotions with us always. And it's like, don't let your work that's cut you down all week now take away from your weekend. That's your time. That's not fair.
Right.
So it's just practicing. And in fact, we had a woman, again, one that I don't know personally in real life, but joined us over the summer and has stayed with us this whole time through Zooms and text messaging. Actually really be able to put her foot down and put some real boundaries up at work last week that I definitely saw the progress of that happen. She would not have been able to do that several months ago.
Wow.
So that was really exciting to see.
I bet. I hope that she feels like a weight's been lifted by putting those boundaries up.
Right. And just the connections between the two, like one that showed up at the Tea and Tarot in December, got on the text thread and connected with one of my good friends who teaches art in Scottsdale and I don't want to give away any details because I don't want to embarrass her or anything, but she's struggling.
Okay.
And so this woman is going to come help volunteer in her classroom because she's retired and misses, working with kids and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, and these people don't know each other yet, but they're going to very soon. And just, again, it's just women showing up for women. To me, it doesn't get better than that.
Oh, Miss Laura, I can tell that you are very fulfilled by this calling.
I really am. When I started it 7 months ago, I just promised I would try it for 6 months. No matter what happened, if it fell apart, whatever, I was still just going to show up. And I thought if there's a need, I'll know it. And I thought, things got a little dry like August, September, October, but my text message thread blew up in December. The amount of support these women needed through the holidays and has just continued now into the new year and just seems to keep blossoming more and more. So it's kind of like,
That's incredible.
I'm just kind of trying not to have any expectations around it, trying to let it just be whatever it's going to be, but just showing up and providing that space. And yeah, it's fulfilling me in ways I never imagined.
Well, so. I'm sure that there are a lot of moms out there who struggle day to day and could really use
absolutely.
A safe place
moms
like
especially.
that. Yeah.
Moms especially, yes.
So please share the best, like a little synopsis maybe, and then best contact. I mean, we can use your email and I'll share your Instagram handles so that people can find you if they want, life skill support for their kiddo or if they need support for themselves. So you are a one-stop shop.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah, you're a one-stop shop.
All of the above.
Well, we only have 4 minutes left. I love when this show just takes me by surprise and we just run the clock, which is really, really great. Yay. So I missed this so much last week. I was sitting in Vegas with Ella and thinking, I need to be on here talking about you, Ella. So I'm happy to be back with my crew. And I guess until next time, folks, I'm sad we don't have Ryan to close us out. So the second I get off, I'm going to go search for his soundtrack back on. But let's end with Nicole's closing here.
I would say take a moment every day to show gratitude, whether it's a simple prayer, a reflection, writing it down in a gratitude journal. There's always so much to be grateful for.
Yes, because the grateful
Agreed.
heart is a magnet for the miracles. So, with that, my friends, we are ending the show and we will definitely see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us, Laura.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
thank
me.
you, Miss Laura.